So we've got more on President Trump's unhealthy cable news addiction. Now, according to The Atlantic, Donald Trump has ditched a long-standing presidential tradition of holding one-on-one meals with his vice president. Now, in this case, his one-on-ones would be with Mike Pence. Something I assume Pence's wife would be okay with, since there would be no other women in the room. Still, that would be super creepy. But hey, that's not what happens. But it's okay, Mrs. Pence. Calm down. He's not with other women. No, he's with Donald Trump. But also with aides, and they're doing something interesting. Trump allegedly invites both his and Mr. Pence's aides to lunches, which are held in a small dining room of the Oval Office. Okay. Now, do you want to guess what happens during these lunches? Well, apparently this is where Trump keeps a big screen TV that is tuned in perpetually to cable news, of course. Aides told magazines, or have told the magazine, that they walked in on lunches to see Mr. Trump, quote, yelling at the TV as he sits with Pence and their deputies over plates of chicken and cheeseburgers. And that's how the president spends his days. It's not really what he eats that's the problem. I mean, okay, it does make me wonder how he is still alive when all he eats is nothing but fast food and drinks Diet Coke. I don't quite I got good genes. I'm the healthiest person ever. Yeah, I can guarantee, no, you're not. But okay, that's beside the point. No, what's funny here is this continued obsession with cable news. Now, when he sees something, according to the report, on the TV that he disapproves of, Trump would sometimes interrupt the lunch to summon his advisors to discuss how to respond. How sad is that? Literally running the country in response to TV pundits. Oh, CNN said something not very nice about me. Get my aides. We must craft a response on Twitter. And I think I'm giving him too much credit on that. Get me Twitter now. Jesus. That's sad, dude. Super, super sad. But look, let me give you an example of why, right? Of how this works. So, look, we know that the president is very fixated on the border right now, right? Now, Fox News, they talk about it incessantly. Now, they do that, of course, to whip up disaffected white people, white nationalists, racists, etc. But because Donald Trump is dumb, and he is a Fox News viewer, an avid Fox News viewer, he also gets whipped up, right? So that's not what Fox News is actually trying to do, whip up the president. No, what they're actually trying to do is to maintain the GOP base by constantly keeping them in two states, rage and fear. Actually, three states, rage, fear, and disgust, right? So those things, they keep people glued to that channel. Oh, what's going to happen next? Right? What's the next threat I need to watch out for? Viewership. It gets them viewership. Viewership gets them money. That's how this whole thing works, right? So now the politicians, of course, they go on Fox News. They get votes. So they also have to go and play along with the fear. And some, of course, are actually that dumb. So they're not just playing along. They actually do believe this stuff. But they get paid nonetheless. Either way. So now, this is bad for Fox News. This is bad for Republicans in general. Why? Well, it turns out some of their donors, big corporations, love undocumented labor. And Republicans, in order to get votes, love to demagogue minority groups, especially Latinos. So now Donald Trump ends up doing something on immigration, which I doubt is going to happen, for good or ill, right? For example, if he builds a wall, it's not going to stop him. Undocumented immigrants from coming in, they're still going to fly over. And basically, it's going to be a boondoggle. The only person that's going to be happy with a wall is Donald Trump, because it's something that he can put his name on. And that's the entire point, right? But say we actually do solve immigration, Republicans and Democrats down the line, they come together, we do comprehensive immigration reform, increase immigration judges, and make sure that we streamline the system so that the people that we want in here, asylum seekers and like good people, not criminals, get in and become productive members of society. That'd be fantastic, wonderful. I love it, right? But what about Fox News? What are they going to rail against? They're going to have to find something different to rage about. And of course, there goes ratings. There goes support for Republicans. Again, unless they can find something to successfully rage about. And look, it's not like they don't have a lot of options. Transgender bathrooms, political correctness, et cetera, right? But what I'm saying is that Fox News exists, and it's number one because it's a right-wing outrage machine. It works. It works. So the last thing Fox News wants to do is actually solve problems. But here comes Donald Trump. He's too stupid to realize that. And he's like, oh, I'm going to try and solve the problems. By not actually solving the problems, but you get what I'm saying. He's going to try, and it's going to look even worse for him. And so, look, that's the whole situation. At least that's how it makes sense to me. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. But look, overall, Fox, Donald Trump loves Fox News. He hates CNN. I can guarantee you he watches CNN probably all the time because he can't help himself. His ratings and the people, what people say about him, they're the only things that actually matter. And so that's all he cares about. He doesn't actually care about solving the problem, even though he's going to attempt to solve the problem by doing the complete wrong thing. But it's because that's what the TV demands of him. And so that's what he wants to do because it's going to help him in the long run, he thinks. I've never seen someone care so much about what the political pundits on TV say. I've never seen this. He's hooked. He's obsessed. And he's putting the country, unfortunately, in danger by trying to enact policies to appease people like Sean Hannity and Lou Dobbs, who I don't know if they actually mean what they say. Hannity, he's probably dumb enough. Tucker Carlson, I doubt it. And Tucker Carlson probably has no core, no center, and it's just like, I don't know, I guess I'll say what I want because it helps me do whatever. It helps me maintain an audience. Whatever, right? But Trump, again, doesn't realize any of this, thinks everything that they're saying is true, and so it's dangerous. And he literally gets policy positions from Fox News and lets Lou Dobbs call in on some of his meetings. That is not good. Why do you think I call him the Fox News president? We got to get this guy out of here because as long as he's there, Fox News is literally running the country. And that should be everyone's nightmare. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.